Hello, everybody. Good morning. No, wait, it should be either good afternoon or good evening to those in the US and the UK. To be honest, I don't think many Aussies will join me. It's quite early, it's 6 a.m. in the morning here. Um, so while we wait for others to join us this morning, I warmly welcome you to this sacred space that I have created in the last 15 to 20 minutes. I set up a beautiful energetic space for us to be here so that you receive what you need to receive through the content, which will be a small amount, and through the journey. The purpose of this masterclass, well, I would call it more of an experience, is to showcase what Liberta is all about. I will talk more about Liberta towards the end of the masterclass, and I will invite you to join if it feels aligned. Of course, I don't put pressure on people, but I do want to offer this program because it is so powerful. I have been journeying with the current participants since January, and it has been just mind-blowing to witness what everyone has experienced. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this experience today. I have goosebumps rushing over me. So I'll see if anyone else is going to join. I don't know if they will, but feel free to have your screens on or off, whatever feels comfortable for you. If there are questions, please use the chat box and I'll get to them. I will give you time to ask questions towards the end of the experience, or if there's anything that you would like to know more about, feel free to do that as well. So let's begin. I'm going to begin by saying that your presence here, the calling for Liberta, isn't just random. You've felt the call to be here in your soul. Now, as I'm saying this, goosebumps. Now, if you feel goosebumps, if you feel that resonance with my words, please trust that. That is your intuition speaking to you. Liberta has been created to expand your consciousness, to transform your life in every aspect of your existence in this reality. So, while I've created the sacred space, I would love for you to create the sacred space within yourself. So, if you feel inclined, please close your eyes. You can place your hands over your heart. And I would like you to just start taking some really big, deep breaths in. And as you're breathing gently, just giving yourself permission to be here, to receive everything that you need to receive, to open up, to allow your consciousness to expand in ways that you wouldn't expect. I now call upon the guides, the masters, your mighty I am presence, your Christ consciousness, your God self, all of your enforcers, protectors, and guides of 100% pure love, light, and divine energy, to create a pillar of light that fills your entire being with unconditional love, light, truth, honesty, integrity, compassion, and the abilities to clearly see, hear, feel, know, and understand. All messages for you today, in this moment. Giving yourselves permission now, if it feels aligned, of course, to expand your consciousness to journey, to experience. You are safe, you are loved, you are protected. Feel the beautiful waves of energy just coming over you now. Allow yourself to be receptive, to expand. And when you feel ready, just open your eyes. Right now, we're all intricately, energetically connected, which is beautiful. I saw every single one of your fields light up. And even those who aren't here and watching the replay, I saw all your souls light up with this as well. So now, for those of you who are meeting me for the first time, I do recognize some faces. So thank you for joining me. For those of you who are just meeting me for the first time, I am Samantha Calvani. I am a divine oracle and multi-dimensional guide. But more importantly, I'm a soul who has walked the journey from spiritual seeking to sovereign knowing, the very transformation you're being called to explore right here within Liberta. Within seconds of a connection, I access somebody's, or if I'm connecting to you, I can connect to your Akashic records instantly, revealing the root causes of challenges across timelines and dimensions. And through sacred light language, I channel and decode any program or energy that's causing a sense of stagnation in your energetic field. What this means is that through my work, I can dissolve timelines, lifetimes of trauma without you needing to relive what has happened. So many people will come to me and say, "Hey, Sam, I have a block and I don't know what it is." And within 30 seconds, I'll be able to find it, even faster now, actually. I can find it within a few seconds and be like, this is what it is. And once I start decoding it, I do use light language. I will be using light language today. When I do use light language, I'm decoding it and recoding it in your energetic field. And most people tend to feel that through sensations in their body. They start to feel lighter. They start getting goosebumps over their body. They just know something within them has changed. Now, all of those bits are is your intuition speaking to you. It's guiding you. It's connecting you. They're all signs that your intuition is working. Okay? So, over the last 6 to 8 months, I've done some significant work on upgrading my own energetic field. I don't know if many of you saw my recent post around being in the King's Chamber in Egypt, where I was hosting a meditation, providing an ascension meditation inside the King's Chamber. After the meditation had finished and everyone had started like settling within their own energy and just having their own time, I received the download for Liberta. I got the blueprint and I was so excited. Now, this was in October 2023. I was overly eager to launch this program, but the guides had said to me, not yet. They had told me to slow right down. It wasn't until September last year, so almost 12 months, before I could actually launch this program. Why was that? Well, I had to release some energetic siphoning patterns. What that means is people from previous lifetimes were draining my energy. They had a constant access point to my field, drawing my energy. Now, I know that I carry on about sovereignty all the time. No one has right to you. No one has access to you. But when you're creating vows in previous lifetimes, you're creating open points, portals, tiny little portals, tiny little threads into your energetic field that allow people to access, to draw from you. So I released all of that energy. What also happened throughout that 12-month period last year, I upgraded my energy. So I had to let me rephrase this. I had to embody much more of my feminine energy to hold this sacred space for Liberta. I had to embody the next level of my own feminine energy to be able to hold this, because this container is so potent. Without that level of embodiment, which meant patience, which meant being, which meant trusting and honoring the sacredness of this container, I wasn't able to move. I didn't realize that was happening at the time. And this is the thing when it comes to honoring your intuition or developing your intuition, developing your consciousness, expanding your energy. You think you're hitting a wall. But what's actually happening is the guides, your soul, your higher self are saying, hey, we're trying to take you on this journey, but here you are with your ego getting involved. Slow down a little bit. How many of you have experienced the rush to move forward? You can type in the chat box. I can see Melissa there and Rowena. Yeah, Carrie. I'll open the chat box actually. Now we'll just close that one. Yes, from Jennifer, Jacqueline. We push, especially if you're a coach or a healer in this industry. The idea to push, to get a product out, the minute you receive it, go, 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 go. I've done that. I've done that many times. And you know what's happened? Now that I reflect, now that I have the ability to reflect and look back, the hindsight from all those experiences, there was always a mismatch in energy. Always. Because I was in this hustling energy while I'm trying to create a program. It didn't work. I mean, it did work. I had people sign up and all the things, but my energy itself didn't feel right. When I began launching Liberta, and it was a long launch, it was like over 4 months, but one of the most successful because it was slow. There was patience, there was energy, and there was full faith and trust in myself that the right people will be called to the program. And I'm sharing this experience with you today so that you can really understand and see the difference in true embodiment, true understanding, which is what Liberta is about. When you embrace your divine essence, you catalyze profound spiritual expansion in every area of your life. What has happened as a result of me honoring myself in those deep levels, like goosebumps, the relationships with my children have transformed. I've become softer in my marriage. Now, that's a big one. That's actually quite big. Because when I was in that hustling energy, I'm in the more masculine dominant frequency. Now, you can imagine what's going to happen when my husband, who's a masculine energy, very masculine, like holds a masculine frequency, and then there's me looking all feminine, but operating from a masculine frequency. What do you think that's going to happen? Instead of cohesiveness with balance, it's, well, we were fighting a lot, arguing. There was a point there where I actually thought we were going to separate and divorce because it was so intense. We spoke about it many times, going separate ways. And it was heartbreaking because I didn't want that. Just let Michelle in. I didn't want that. That's not what I wanted. So I had to change something within myself. I had to deeply reflect. I had to look at myself and go, okay, what is it that I'm doing that's contributing to this? Now, I mentioned that I'm a multidimensional guide. What does that mean? It means I'm going to look at you and encourage you to look at every aspect of your being, every single aspect, including your shadows. and we're going to unravel them. There's parts of you that are going to be like, oh my God, I don't want to look at this. But every time I have asked myself, how am I contributing to the challenge that I'm in at the moment? I'm blown away at my stubbornness. I'm blown away by what comes up, because our ego, our shadow, our unconscious mind, the influences of our past lives, whether they're in whether they're, a previous lifetime here on Earth or a multi-dimensional lifetime as a galactic being, yep, wild, all contribute to the challenges that you're experiencing now. But every single time I unlock something, I find something, not so much to heal, but to understand, to go, okay, that's the challenge. I don't need to know any more of that. I understand how I'm contributing to this, and I release it. That's when the expansion changes within me. That's when I deepen more into who I am, and my intuition, my consciousness expands widely. I am the living proof that you can transform from seeker to sovereignty, that you can integrate your downloads without dimming your light, that you can access your soul's innate wisdom and power, that you can create success, whatever that looks like, whether it's in business, whether it's in health, whether it's in wealth creation, whether that's in relationships, on your terms, because it's possible. So over the last, I would say, more so in the last 3 to 4 years, I've guided over 1,000 souls to trust their intuitive abilities without shame or doubt. I have facilitated the breaking of energy siphoning patterns, which was happening to me. I've witnessed the transformation of protection into sovereignty. Now, that's a big one, because the more you expand your intuition, expand your consciousness, the more you embody who you are, your vibration rises. What happens when your vibration rises and you become this, so aligned, and you're able to hold that frequency at all times? The need for protection drops significantly. Because it's not only the belief that shifts that says, I need protection. That starts dissolving. It's the embodiment, the recognition that I am so sovereign that I don't need protection. I do a lot of entity work, I clear a lot of entities from people. And when I look at a person's energetic field, if they've come to me for the first time, I see any entity attachments. And I'll explain how I see entity attachments and what they mean. But when I see them, I laugh at the entities and I'm like, come on, you haven't released yet? They look at me, these entities, these dark beings, whether they're dark, low vibrational galactic energies or demonic or satanic energies, they look at me and go, oh shit, here's Sam, we better go. They walk out the door. I don't have to do anything, because they know that I'm so strong that they can't mess with me. I will have this inner dialogue, this inner conversation, because the way I see things. And the client will be like, oh, wow, I suddenly feel so lighter. Oh my God, that pressure off my chest has just come off. Because I have such strong faith and belief in myself and the abilities to be able to do this work. And this is what Liberta does. It shows you some weak spots. Weakness doesn't mean bad, doesn't mean anything negative. It just says, this is what needs to be strengthened. And when you strengthen that, you'll have the abilities to be able to do what is required of you and your purpose. I've also helped lots of people access higher realms of consciousness with confidence. I will say that Carrie is one of those. She's in here. There she is. Hello, Carrie. Carrie and I have been working very close for the last 12 months. Her intuition has expanded significantly. I hope you don't mind me sharing this. But she has full faith and trust in her own abilities. So much so that I've even asked her a number of times to help me when I've felt a little bit off. Full trust in the process there. So I want you to know that we have another living example of what is possible. Okay. And so why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because I want you to know that it's possible for you. It starts with giving yourself permission. It starts with telling yourself, I have the ability to do this, even if you don't know how. And you're all here in this group right now because there's a part of you that says, I want this. I want to honor this. I want to experience this. I want to create this. And I want you all to honor that, to feel it, to say, okay, is this what I'm really, truly being called to? We're living in an unprecedented time of consciousness evolution at the moment. The veils between dimensions are thinning, and more souls than ever are awakening from spiritual seeking to sovereign knowing. There is so much more to what you believe your intuition looks and exists like at the moment. Last week, no, 2 weeks ago, no, is it 2 weeks? Maybe 3 weeks ago now, I had an ovarian cyst burst. I had my back give way. And then I had a migraine for 4 days, all within the space of 10 days. I felt like an absolute mess. I was like, I can't even show up. It was terrible. But then when I really tuned into my body and I asked, what is going on? My body was like, well, the cyst burst because my body is now aligning. No, it's not comfortable. And I have to change this programming I have where my body is the vessel of change. But anyway, that's a different conversation. But the ovary burst because I had done a lot of womb work and energy work around my sacral, and I was upgraded. The bursting signified that the old version of me had blown apart, and there was a new version of me arising, a new woman. The back signified that I was upgrading and I was letting go of the beliefs, the ideas, the constructs that held me back in the idea that I needed to be fully supported physically. Because there was a part of me, a tiny part of me that said, oh, I'm not fully supported. The migraine was just my brain, my neurology, my nervous system upgrading. And it wasn't comfortable. But what happened a week later is what blew my mind. I went into meditation. I was not expecting this to happen, but I went into meditation. I entered the Akashic records. And I saw all my guides standing there in front of me, all excited, clapping. I was like, why are you guys so excited? What's happening? They said, Sam, you've upgraded again. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? How is this possible? I've done it so many times. They said, come with us. They led me through the Akashic records and took me to a temple of architecture. The soul blueprint, the space where the soul is architected to experience the challenges that you have. Now, I've done a lot of architectural energy work. You know, I've released programmings and chords and concepts and all the things. That's all architect. But this temple was different because in this program, in this temple, I was given the opportunity to release the programming of humanity as it stood for me. What does that mean? It meant that I was able to reprogram my energy field from suffering because there were still programs, patches of energy, suffering, scarcity, unworthiness, shame, guilt that were just lingering in my energy field that no matter what I did could release. And then in this temple, I was given the authority and the permission to release this for myself. Now, I wasn't able to do that unless I had gone through those experiences. Why am I sharing this? Because I want you to understand that every experience you have on these journeys lead you to more in terms of your personal spiritual evolution. Has anyone experienced anything like that before? Maybe not as in depth, but gone through something and then realized their intuitive gifts or their skill set has shifted, or something has changed and gone, oh, wait, I can actually do this now. I couldn't do this a week or two ago. Yeah, Melissa? Mm-hmm. Carrie, for sure. It's empowering. Not always comfortable, which is unfortunate, but it happens. And why am I sharing this story? Well, I want you to know that even as experienced as I am, on the ladder of experience, I've only got this much compared to what's available in the universe, right? And that I'm still moving, I'm still changing, I'm still evolving, I'm still expanding. No matter what, I don't stop. And that is what this journey is about, because some people, unfortunately, they gain so much experience and then they just stop. Not just in spiritual development, but people, many people go to university, for example, and then they get their skills and they get their job and then they kind of just plateau, right? I'm of the strong belief that life is a learning experience, that we always have to be students of life. And that for me is one of the greatest gifts, because it keeps me really humble. And I'm able to experience things and look at myself in ways that I may not have been able to do 10, 15 years ago. It takes a lot of courage to face your shadows. But if that is something you want to do, then I promise you, Liberta is the place for that. All right. Just looking at my notes, because I did get ahead of myself, so I do apologize. All right. So basically the message here is that every experience you're going through aren't always random occurrences. They're divine invitations to transform you from being the seeker to being sovereign, to open you up to the next evolution of your consciousness journey. Now, that's a lot of fun. What happens here? Well, oh, the sky is so pretty. Sorry, I just looked at this. The sun's rising. There's this beautiful cloud above me, and it's just bright orange, and it's so pretty. Oh, a nice sign. Let me just have a sip of my tea. It's sitting there staring at me. Mm. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. If you're over the current practices of your spirituality and know that there are more, then you have to ask yourself, are you ready to explore that? Are you ready to deepen and move into the next level of your consciousness, even if that means you're going to be uncomfortable? Morwenna has worked with me consistently over the last 12 months as well. And we've gone through some really dark phases. I've led her on experiences that have made her, not made her, I don't make anyone do anything, but I've taken her on journeys that cause somebody, a being, a person, to look at things they don't want to look at. I have another client last week. They're like, I just can't understand why this is not shifting. And I'm like, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but your ego is controlling this. What do you mean my ego is controlling this? Whoa. Oh, yeah. Morwenna, but always felt very supported by you, Sam. Thank you. Thank you. That's the purpose. I'm here to hold space for you, to love you, to care for you, to show you what is possible, but to also hold you while you transform. Many of my clients will work with me long term and then they fly and I say bye because they don't need me, and they go off and explore different things that they need to explore. And it's magical to witness, because they often come back to me and say, oh my God, this is what's happened. A woman in the current round of Liberta, Tanya, and I know she won't mind me sharing this, we worked together consistently in 2020 for about a year. And then she was like, okay, I'm going to go off and explore and see what life throws at me. Well, she came back 12 months later and was like, I'm a healer, and I had no idea. Now she runs a successful healing business. She is selling crystals. She's a sound healer. She's got all these workshops coming up because she was willing to explore what wasn't available to her previously. All right, how are we doing for time? Should we journey? Great. Now, does anyone have any questions? Has anything come up for anybody? Feel free to unmute yourself or write in the chat box. You're more than welcome to do that. Okay. Means I'm doing my job. No one's got questions. Okay. So we're going to journey. I think. No, maybe not. Maybe in 5 minutes. I've got too far ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I've basically spoken about that. Okay. No, we are going to journey. I apologize. I got ahead of my notes, but we're on track. Oh, I love when I do this. I do this every week in Liberta. I start talking and I just talk. But basically, what I want you to know is that you have the power to access parts of you that you didn't think was possible when you give yourself permission. What I'm about to do is take you on a journey to understand, to experience what the participants of Liberta in the current round experience every single week. It's profound. Sometimes it can be a little bit confronting. And if it is confronting or uncomfortable, I want you to honor it and I want you to witness it. I don't want you to do anything with it. It's often in the witnessing that changes the energy of it. It's the witnessing that enables growth and change. So get comfortable. Feel free to turn your screens off if that is something that you would like to do. So just get yourself comfortable. Sit or lay down. This experience will help you connect with your soul's innate wisdom and power. So if you haven't already, just gently close your eyes. Begin taking some really big, deep breaths in. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you continue breathing at a pace that is gentle and perfect for you, I want you to give yourself permission to just relax. I want you to remember that you're safe in this sacred space, that only light of 100% pure love, divine source, energy is here with us right now. And as you continue breathing at a beautiful, gentle pace, I want you to imagine beautiful golden waves of energy just washing over you. Each golden wave of energy is just honoring you, preparing you, loving you. I now call forth all of the guides, the masters, the angels, your mighty iron presence, your Christ consciousness, your God self, all of your enforcers and protectors, to aid, to guide this journey, to support you. Those beautiful waves of golden energy have now turned into and formed a beautiful bubble around you. This beautiful golden bubble is gently lifting you up and out of your home, very quickly but very gently, taking you on a journey up, 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 out of your home and further and further and further away from the land. You are going higher and higher and higher. And as you look around you, you see now that you are traveling in space. The earth is getting further and further away. And you can see all the stars around you. Not too far in the distance is a beautiful bright star. This golden bubble gently moves towards this bright star. And as you get closer to it, you see that this star is actually what appears to be like an island, an oasis. You feel the gentle rays of the sun on your skin. You can see the greenest grass you've ever seen, beautiful trees, plants and bushes, streams of water, and a golden temple. The bubble gently leads you towards this beautiful golden temple. And as you get closer to it, something within you begins to stir. Your soul, your spirit recognizes this temple as your temple, your sacred space of healing, transformation. You land outside of the temple, and two of your guardian angels welcome you. They gently take you by the hands and lead you inside. You feel at home. You feel loved. You feel relaxed, at ease. You enter the main healing chamber. You stand in the middle. And in this place, you meet your higher self. She comes and stands before you. You feel her power, her presence, her energy. What you feel, what you see, what you sense from your higher self is what exists within you. She is the part of you that is guiding you, supporting you, honoring you, leading you to your success. And she stands beside you now as a screen pops up in front of you. This screen shows you a moment in time that has caused you to feel blocked in some way, that has slowed you down from reaching a dream, a goal, a block to your intuition maybe, a block to your health or wealth. Holding the hand of your higher self, allow yourself to witness, to observe, to feel, to sense the block. Taking some really nice deep breaths as you allow yourself to witness. Was it from this lifetime? A previous lifetime? Or was it inherited? As you're allowing yourself to observe, to witness, ask yourself, what is the learning the knowledge or the wisdom that needs to be known to you or made to your awareness. What do you need to know from this? And so now we decode it. You've absorbed the wisdom, the knowledge. Using light language. Sarasikiama kana iia kinia kana. This block is now being dissolved. Arasikia kana iia. All the programming, the cords, the seeds, the implants, the imprints, the inversions, the constructs, the beliefs, the programs are now being dismantled in your consciousness. This program has served its purpose. You no longer need to hold on to it. However, the wisdom supports your conscious evolution. Arakia kana I mikia sakana ia kana I arasikia marani I miriki kikia nakani I arasikiaga. Sarasikia kana, releasing it from your body, from your cells, from your organs, your neurology, the neural pathways within your brain, your chakras, the meridians. Arasikia kana ia makana I sikia kana. Releasing the pressure this block has created in your field, arasikia kana I, that has dimmed your light in some way, shape, or form. Makia kana ia sakani arasikia kana. And now a space is being created, a sense of vastness, as all the programming, the energies of this block release. The space, the vastness is opening you up to new potentials, new possibilities, new opportunities. Allow yourself to sit and observe a new potential. It could be a thought, an idea, a feeling, or it could be nothing at all. We trust the timing. We honor it. Hai nisikia akana. Softening, allowing, receiving. And now the screen is clear. We move on. And we ask for the screen to show you another block that has prevented the next level of your feminine embodiment to appear, to show you, to support you, so that you too can embody the next level with ease and effortlessness. That screen now shows you a block. Was it this lifetime? A previous lifetime? Or was it inherited? Allow yourself to witness, to observe. It could have been Atlantis or Lemuria, a previous lifetime, or something you inherited through your generational lines. Just witness, observe, allow yourself to sense what has happened. Honor the emotions that come up. Any anger, frustration, hurt, or sadness. Honor the recognition, the aha. And allow yourself now to witness, to understand the knowledge, the wisdom, the learning. What do you need to take away from this now? Arasikia makani iyakana. It is now time to dissolve this energetic block to the next level of your feminine embodiment. What are you choosing for yourself now as this block dissolves? Will you choose trust? Will you choose to embrace the change with ease and effortlessness? What are you choosing for yourself to empower yourself with? Saksikia kana imiki sikia kana. Releasing the holds, the blocks, the chains. Arasikia kana. The hurts, the pain, the suffering. Amarasikia kana ia kana. Akiyama kani isikiaka. The collective consciousness that you absorbed and observed as a result from this block. Amaraki sikia kana ia kana. Sadasikia anamara sikia tinia sikiaka. Releasing all the programs, the constructs, the emotions, the beliefs, the imprints, the inversions, the entanglements and the enmeshments. Mamania sikinia kana ihiara sikiana. Sakini I amakania sana I amana I sikiakana. Releasing the grief, the heartache, releasing the depths of this hurt, this programming from every aspect of your being, from your womb, sacral and root spaces within your body, within the cells, within the nervous system, the neurology of your brain, the neural pathways, from every single chakra, every single energetic body. Closing down any timelines, portals, access points that have enabled this energy to exist. Harasikia kana ni sikia kana. Harasikia ni agna akikia kana. Remember your choices and what you are choosing. The wisdom comes from the learning. Knowing that you're so supported now, knowing that your higher self has been with you throughout this, as you have observed and witnessed. It is now time to experience, to reclaim. An aspect of your power that has been missing for far too long. You notice now that your heart space begins to feel warm and tingly. In this beautiful temple that you're in right now, your heart begins to expand and a beautiful light begins to emit. Here, your heart is open to receiving, to allowing. And it's here where new codes that you reclaim, codes that have been waiting to meet you, to connect with you for your embodiment, begin to gently, slowly come into your heart space. These codes are of 100% pure love, light, and divine energy, sourced from the highest intelligence, from your monad, your oversoul, designed to lead you, to guide you, to support you on your purpose, whatever that is. Hasikia na sikia kini ii masikia na hakia sana hasikia kani ii asikia ka ani sikia na I sikia kana asikia kana. These codes begin to flood your system helping you feel lighter, freer, more open, more receptive. Giving you the confidence to move, the clarity to understand, the ability to take consistent action, a deep knowing of trust. Sikia kana hia sikia kana. Akia kini ia sikia kana. Your power, your innate power is being activated. The next level of your sovereign embodiment is awakening. You are so strong and powerful, confident. Give yourself permission to rise, to accept this activation with ease and effortlessness. You are a gift. You have meaning, you have purpose. You are loved. You are here right now. These codes now move through every aspect of your being, into every strand of your DNA, every cell that exists within you, every chakra, meridian, every energetic body, through your organs, through your hair, through your brain, neurology, neural pathways, your nervous system. You are being recoded in this moment. And so now, you look at your higher self. We ask your higher self for her guidance, her wisdom, any knowledge, any messages that she chooses or wishes to pass on to you. What does she say? What does she offer you? We now thank your higher self for her guidance, her wisdom, her knowledge. What you see within your higher self exists within you. Her radiance, magnetism, her authenticity, her beauty. Your higher self now merges with you because you are one. Your higher self is your innate guidance system, always leading you, supporting you. as you merge and become one. Trust now. Trust the wisdom that she speaks. Feel her connection within your being. Feel her voice, her presence, so that you know, so that you feel, so that you remember her communication to you. Whether it's a sense, a feeling, a knowing, a vision, a word, or some words. And now, it's time to leave this beautiful sacred temple. As you walk out of the healing chamber, we begin to express so much grace, gratitude for the experiences, the learnings, the codes that we just received. That beautiful golden bubble is waiting for you. You step inside. You look back at your temple, and you know now that you can come here whenever you need to. This is your place to return to whenever you need it, for whatever reason. The golden bubble gently begins to lift up off the ground, getting higher and higher and higher away, very quickly, but very gently, and getting further and further away from the temple, this beautiful oasis, a star. Feeling whole, feeling complete. You begin to gently reflect on the experiences, the wisdom that you gained, giving yourself permission to remember, to honor. And as this beautiful golden bubble gets closer and closer back to earth, bringing you back home, you feel a sense of excitement as the changes gently take place, knowing that it will unfold as it needs to, when it needs to, having full faith and trust in the process. The bubble gently places you back to where you were seated. And beautiful golden roots, tree roots, come out from the bottom of your feet, grounding your body, your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, anchoring all the learning, the wisdom, and your experiences today deep, deep, deep into the core of the earth, so that you're clear, focused, nourished, present, grounded. Feeling these beautiful golden tree roots just grounding your body, grounding your heart, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. Grounding you deeply. And then when you're ready, begin to wiggle your toes, your fingers, your arms, your legs, giving yourself a big stretch if you need to. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. If you have, oh gosh, oh, what a beautiful experience. If you have some pen and paper or a journal with you and you feel you need to journal any insights, feel free to do that. Come back to the screen when you're ready. I'll give you a minute or two to journal if you need to. Ooh, that was fun. If you want to share your experience or any insights that you received, feel free to unmute yourself or write in the chat box.
I'm happy to share to add to your
Oh,
container.
Melissa, I can't hear you.
Oh, that's dumb. Oh, she can hear me. Oh, can you hear me now?
Let me just check to see something. Ah, that's why my speaker is not working. It's on my end. I apologize. How does that work?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I'm so sorry about that. I should have checked
All right. I just took off my headphones because like there's so much different technology. I was like, well, let's remove one from the
the equation.
yeah. It was really interesting because there was a lot of experiences, but the one that I found so interesting was the second scene that came through the femininity. I was immediately transported to Lemuria. And then later you said Lemuria. And I was like, oh my God, she's reading me. And I was sort of in this, like at the shore of the ocean. And it was the body of a child I'd lost from an illness. And it was like this, I suppose like this ceremony of like honoring this soul and like saying goodbye. But the child was it was like I listened to the collective. I listened to the tribe when I knew better, like what that child needed. So it was like this process of like, you should have listened to yourself. And I was so mad at myself. So it was really, yeah. And it was just, and you'd said as well, you said, let go of the anger and the grief and the loss. And I was like, this is like, is she just like reading what I'm doing in my mind? Like, so yeah. So that was really cool. And I felt a lot of energy the whole time releasing from my legs,
Oh,
which was
amazing.
really weird because I feel like it's like that stuckness, right? Like your stuckness is in your legs, like you can't move forward.
The anchoring,
So
yeah. Mm.
yeah, so it was really interesting. A lot of that was releasing from my legs. So I thought that was really fascinating. So
Yeah, that's
thank
incredible.
thank you.
Welcome. And see, and for you, I think one of the questions that I'm getting is how is that experience from Lemuria like playing out today? Where aren't you listening to yourself?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
where do you avoid that like that inner conflict to please the
yeah,
collective, even if it's not a really like really happening, you know?
yeah.
So that's a really big one.
It's totally playing out in everything that I'm doing right now. So it's very appropriate that that came into.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just stepping into that more authentic, like not afraid, that
Listen,
space where,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, where I can just be me and not be afraid of, whatever the ramifications
Hmm.
and just to own that and to trust. So it was very appropriately
Beautiful.
timed.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. That's incredible.
Mm,
And I can't wait to see how that unfolds for you.
yeah,
Yeah, amazing. Is
thank
there
you.
anyone else that wants to share?
I'll
Carrie.
share.
Yeah.
Yes. They were both from this lifetime, and they both involved one particular individual who was a very dear friend of mine, but is not anymore. And the first one was realizing that letting two extraordinarily insecure 22-year-olds determine my view of worth for the last 17 years is extraordinarily silly.
Mm,
Um,
just a tiny bit.
uh, just just a little bit, just a little bit.
Mhm.
And realizing that I get to decide what worth and worthiness and classiness and whatever, that I get to decide what that means.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Powerful. Goosebumps again. I'm getting shivers up and down my spine. Like,
I I got tingles in my legs as well. By the way, the
yeah,
leg thing was
I love that.
very real.
Good. That means that the lower chakras around security are clearing as well. Inner security. And, yeah, and worth, which is where the lower chakras or worth is kind of stored in those lower chakras as well. So gaining your power from those lower chakras is really, really important. So this is beautiful to have those experiences. Thank you.
You.
Yeah. And now I suppose you get to decide. You get to choose how that level of worth applies to every area of your life and every interaction. Yeah.
Doodle dance.
I love that for you, Carrie. Amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, is anyone else wanting to share? Yeah. Hi, Jacqueline.
I'll share because it's relevant. The first one was not trusting that I am a divine being. I saw a lot of static. And when I moved through that, the second one was resistance to using my voice.
Oh.
And then when that's cleared, light language started coming through. And then I got a message about using visuals and vocals going forward. And a lot of energy shifting throughout my whole body.
Yeah.
And I was coughing, and then light language came through. So just allowing that to come through. Because I've been having the nudge a lot to use my voice. Use your voice. Stop hiding your voice. So thank you. That was lovely.
You're welcome. And I love this for you. Now, this is something I want to share as well. Most of the participants in the current round of Liberta have started using light language. We had another woman activate or had her light language activated a few days ago. She posted in the group. She's like, oh my God. And now this beautiful woman was not trusting the process in the beginning. She doubted it. She was like, I'm so blocked. I'm so blocked. I'm so blocked. She even mentioned a few times that she was feeling incredibly uncomfortable and wasn't sure whether she wanted to continue. Because we go deeper, much, much deeper in Liberta. And then I could feel when I read her message in the group, I could feel the excitement of her light language being fully activated. She's like, oh my God, I'm getting married on Monday and now I'm speaking light language. And I was like, oh my God, what a gift. It was so beautiful. Yeah. So, Jacqueline, I would continue honoring that, allowing that to unfold as it needs to. It's such a gift to be able to do that. I remember my first light language transmission. It was nowhere near as what it is right now. And it sounded completely different. It was like one or two little syllables and sounds. And now it's like sentences in code. It's really bizarre, but I love it. I absolutely love it because it's so fast. It changes things so fast and so quickly. All right. Is there anyone else that wants to share their experience? Feel free to type in the chat box if you want to, or unmute yourself, come online. If not, that's totally fine. I will move on. Oh, look at the time. Okay, I better hurry up. I don't want to keep you too long. All right, so let's just bring my screen down a little bit. Fantastic. All right, so what you just experienced is the beginning of the Liberta journey. And so what I'm going to do right now is just talk to you about Liberta, what you can expect if you are to join or decide to join. So Liberta is a 6-month sacred journey where we will explore what becomes possible when you allow yourself to expand beyond your current consciousness. The idea is to bring you into your sovereign power, to your sovereign energy. And what we do is every week, I will give you like a learning or a teaching segment and help you understand what we're covering, why we're covering, how it works, and how it applies to you. I will then lead you on a journey similar to what you've experienced right now, so that you can experience it, clear it, align with it, and then allow the embodiment of it to unfold into your being in this reality, and then allow it to unfold as it needs to in your everyday lives. So what it will do is allow you to access and trust your multi-dimensional awareness. It will allow you to discover how to transform from protection into true sovereignty. Liberta is really ideally designed to help you integrate the spiritual downloads and connect with your soul's innate wisdom and power. One of the biggest things that I'm here to do is to help people empower themselves so that they stop seeking outside of themselves. We all do that. I've done it. Sometimes we need help, and that is okay. But the The thing that speaks most to my heart is to empower every single person who comes into Liberta or in any of my programs to understand that they are the power, that it exists within you. Liberta has also been designed to move you from surface level spirituality. We all know that what that is. And many of you are seeking more. Many of you are seeking quantum awareness. Liberta has also been designed to help you trust, like deepen that level of trust in your intuitive abilities without shame or doubt. Most of the people in Liberta are now telling people what they are and who they are and how they do it. Without shame, without doubt, without any constrictions. They're just owning who they are, and what they're about to do. What we're also doing in Liberta is breaking you free from any old programs, siphoning energy, anything that is holding you back or has held you back from Atlantis or Lemuria. There's a lot of coding that happened, especially in Atlantis, that has really kept people stuck. And it wasn't nice coding, it was dark coding, satanic consciousness that has kind of infiltrated into our energy that's just holding us back. It's not great. So I've been given the gifts, the awareness to clear that from everyone who enters into Liberta. So what does Liberta include? It includes 18 transformational group journeys and experiences. So that is 3 calls per month. The 4th week every month is an integration week where you get to either catch up if you've missed any of the calls, but it's really intended for you to just integrate the last 3 weeks of the work that has taken place. What that does is it allows you to embody what has unlocked. And, in that week, I also offer additional support. A couple of weeks ago, I felt the group needed a group healing group healing. So I just jumped on Zoom and did a group healing for everybody so they could access that, because there was a lot of shifts and people were feeling uncomfortable. So I offered that. So I do offer a lot of support. You will receive guided quantum experiences and healing activations, practical frameworks for sovereign integration, lots of support. So I check in with all of you. Whoever's in the group, I get to check in. Otherwise, what else? I also offer tech support as well. So you've got additional support either in the group or through texting me as well, which is incredible. The idea is to connect with other people who are on the same or a similar path with you as well. Okay, so before I take up any more of your time, Liberta is, as I said, it's 6 months and it's currently priced at 2,497 Australian dollars. Okay, so that's an absolute steal for what you're getting. The full price of this program is 5,555 Australian dollars. I'm offering this source aligned rate until the 30th of April. So that's another 4 days before the price rises. I will rise the price to 3,500 Australian dollars. And then in mid-May, it will move to its full price of $5,555. So payment plans are available to you. And I think at the moment, the payment plans are about $335 per month Australian. So it's an absolute steal for you to join. I'd love for you to be there if you feel called to be there. If you felt the energy during this quantum journey today, and if your soul is whispering yes, then I want you to honor and acknowledge that. Those calls that your spirit is mentioning to you is your invitation to step into your full spiritual potential. Now, if Liberta doesn't align for you, I encourage you to say yes to your soul, to your spirit anyway, to look for the thing that your soul is calling for. I'm not pushy. I don't have any expectations. I do have one expectation. And that expectation is to trust yourself and to honor yourself in whatever way, shape, or form that looks like. Whether it's working with me in this container privately or working with another guide who supports you, say yes and never stop saying yes to your soul, to your spirit, because every single time I have said yes, I have grown and shifted in ways that I could never imagine. And I want you to honor yourself in that way, whatever that looks like. It is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. It is the journey to sovereignty, to expansion, and to deep levels of trust when you say yes to what feels right for you. So, does anyone have any questions about this or anything that you've experienced today? Any questions about Liberta? No? I have Jennifer Brown saying, incredible, thank you very much.
Can I just ask, please, how many people are already in the container?
So,
and are they stopping and a new container starting, or it's just evolving?
So I have 15 in the current round, so it is an intimate group. I don't expect, and I won't allow more than 20 to join because I want to keep it intimate. They sign up for 6 months and then they start again if they choose to want to start again.
Okay. And what time is it? Because I think a lot of your things are not in my time zone.
So I will be hosting this round of Liberta in the evening for Australia. So that will be early morning in the UK.
Okay.
Or, let's say around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, I am heading to Europe later in the year, so I've timed it to align for that as well. But replays are usually available within an hour or two of the call, so that you can access that. I do have quite a few people from Europe in this round. In the current round, I've got quite a number of people in the US as well. Yeah. Amazing. Are there any other questions? So you'll be paying, Carrie, you'll be paying in Australian dollars. So it's 2,497 Australian dollars, which will be about, I think it's like 1,900 USD. Yeah, so it's the same, just whatever it equates to. Yeah. All right. Are there any other questions? I will send you all the link to register or sign up for Liberta if it is something that you are interested in. I'll send that, or it's automated after the masterclass. I want to thank you again for being here, for trusting me and allowing me to share what Liberta is. It is I'm going to say one of my greatest creations beyond my children. I love being in this group and I love hosting this group. I love seeing the transformations that occur. Everyone in there has shifted in the most magical ways, and we still have another 2.5 months to go. So this current round, actually, I haven't mentioned that, begins on 2nd of June. And the calls will most likely be held on a Monday. So just FYI. But like I said, the replays are available. And that gives you opportunity to just watch in your own time zone when you need to. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I appreciate, again, every single one of you. I will speak to you all soon in some way, shape or form. I'm sure of it. And if you want to watch the replay and redo the journey, you are more than welcome to do that as often as you need to. I'll send you the link for the replay very, very, very soon. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Take care, and I will speak to you soon. Oh yes, Moana, see you in Liberta. Moana has already signed up. She took action on that straight away. Amazing. Take care. Bye-bye.